Hi there, we're a group of students from Maastricht University working with COMMEET. What is COMMEET? COMMEET is an international organization that stands for Community Empowerment, and that's exactly what it aims to do. Basically, it aims to bring people from high school, primary school, universities to work together to make communities a better place. Basically, you know that the world is facing enormous challenges like poverty, climate change, inequalities, health crisis, not to scare you, but it is the reality. But COMMEET is building the belief that we can all have a role into changing the world for a better place. And you can do that too.
If you're in the IB program, then hopefully you might already know what CAS is: creativity, activity, and service. It's about applying what you learn in the classroom to real-world experiences. What we're offering is a meaningful way for you to complete part of your CAS while contributing to something bigger. With COMMEET, you'll get to take on a project that connects directly with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, also known as the SDGs, and make real impact in your school and community.
You might have seen them before, the colorful squares with the numbers. These are the SDGs, or Sustainable Development Goals, set up by the United Nations that aim to make the world a better place by the year 2030. Now, these goals are of course not just for governments and global leaders, but also just for regular people, students like you and me. And you can pick whatever SDG you feel interested in, and you can have, with this project, a real effect on the SDG in your community.
In 2015, world leaders at the United Nations came together to adopt these goals, committing to tackle the planet's most urgent challenges by 2030. They cover issues like climate change, poverty, inequality, education, and clean water, reminding us that all of these are interconnected. The SDGs are built on decades of work, including the Millennium Development Goals that came before them, but with a stronger focus on sustainability and leaving no one behind. While the goals are ambitious, they also face real challenges. Global crises like pandemics, conflict, and inequality have slowed progress, and some critics argue that the goals are too broad or too hard to enforce. Still, the SDGs give us a clear direction, a global framework we can all work within, no matter where we are in the world.
Here's how it works. Basically, you choose a project that you think will have a positive impact on your community, and then you connect that project to SDGs that that speak to you. So you can choose one SDGs, but also multiples. Then you write your experience and your project in your CAS portfolio, with including a section on reflecting in how this project that you chose is connected to one or more SDGs and why. And basically, we'll review it. Then if we deem that you have enough understanding about what SDGs are and what they are in real world practices, then you receive a certificate from COMMEET that you can use for your CV, you can use for uni applications, you can use for everything that you want. And then remember that you always have guidance throughout this project. Either one of us or a COMMEET fellow will be there to answer your questions if you need.
You might be wondering what kind of projects you could actually do, so I want to give you some examples. If you're interested in SDG 15, Life on Land, you could, for example, build a vegetable or herb garden in your school or local community, or you could build shelters for birds or other wildlife, and in this way you can contribute to biodiversity and its preservation.
Another project you could do would be on SDG number 3, Good Health and Well-Being. Here you could, for example, organize a mindfulness workshop or create a mental health campaign to raise awareness on mental health in your community. The goal is to create a relevant and accessible way for your peers to learn about mental health.
The third example is inspired by SDG number 10, Reduce Inequalities. For this project, you'll give a voice to someone in your community whose story deserves to be told. So you could choose someone from a different cultural background, someone who's been marginalized, or someone from an older generation. And you can interview them about their experience and use this to create a short video or blog post. These projects are just examples though, so please be as creative as possible with your topics. As long as they relate to the SDGs, it should be fine. And you can also ask your supervisor for help when choosing a topic.
On behalf of COMMEET, I want to thank you for watching and for your interest in making a difference. You, as students, have the creativity, energy and compassion our world needs. We believe in your potential and we are excited to see the impact you'll have through these projects. Let's work together to turn your ideas into action.